Where, what's good with y'all boys? Today, we're gonna be reacting to Modern Dating is a Mess by Hey, It's Talia. This video came up on my recommended and it looks quite interesting. I can't lie, it looks quite interesting. It should be good. You know, modern dating is definitely cooked. You know, like there's a lot of reasons. You know, I think this video will touch upon it, and I will also touch upon the reasons why I personally think modern dating is cooked in this generation. But yeah, let's get into it, boys.
Dating in this generation?
This generation is so broken, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you care too much, you push them away. But if you care too little, then you'll lose them. If you text back too quick, you're seen as desperate. And if a guy treats a girl right, he's seen as a simp. I don't understand what's happening in this generation.
It's awful, for lack of a better word. I'm sure y'all can leave me some good adjectives down below. But everybody wants to be loved, whether it's romantic or platonic. But in 2025, finding a significant other and experiencing true love seems as likely as me going to the moon, to be honest with you. That's how I feel. I grew up watching my parents, high school sweethearts, stick it out and love each other through the good and bad days. I grew up entranced by Disney love stories, the rom-com movies I'd watch with my grandma at her house. Now, love obviously isn't all sunshine and rainbows. We all know this, like it's portrayed in the movies. There isn't this perfect person that's going to come along and when you meet, everything is going to just fall into place. Birds singing, butterflies in your tummy, just effortless love. This image of love has been so drilled into our heads through movies, through songs, stories, which I feel like plays a huge role into why relationships struggle so much today. As soon as the honeymoon phase wears off, people run for the hills, and
That's
flaws are
factual.
often seen as deal breakers, and people just assume that love should be effortless. If the grass is
Facts.
no longer in tip-top
Facts. Love is not meant to be effortless, bruh. The times that you fight with your partner, the times that you like go through shit, that's you showing love, because the fact that you are making the effort to like reconcile after you've shown your emotion in an angry way through fighting, of course, that shows that you love someone. You know, people just think love should just be like, you know, something that is just effortless, something that is soulless. And because of stuff like fans, because of you know on the internet, people think that love is meant to be something that is meant to be taken, but love is meant to be given, because love is an action, not just a feeling.
shades with the perfect shade of green must not be the person for me. Newsflash, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. Okay? Remember that. When things get difficult, you stick it out. You work together through the difficulty. Before we dive fully into this video, you guys already know
Girl, I see this ad, girl. Get your money, girl. Get your money, queen. Get your money, queen. You are very beautiful, by the way. Yeah, get your money. We gotta skip past this, girl. I apologize, respectfully.
percent off an annual plan. Just click it, sign up, and let them do their magic. Think of it like ghosting, but for data brokers. They want to keep your info? Poof. Be gone. Anyways, huge thank you again to Incogni for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the topic of this video before I start questioning my entire digital footprint, shall we? Now, love songs, books, movies, this is nothing new. They've been around for years, decades. So why is finding love so difficult in this generation? Say it with me now. Social media.
Social media.
Yep, you already knew I was gonna say that.
Yep.
People are showing this curated version of their relationship online.
Literally, social media is a false perception of reality. Social media makes you think that everything is supposed to be in a highlight reel, everything is supposed to be embellished, everything is supposed to be perfect, but that's not how life is. You know, life is not meant to be like that. Life is meant to have hardships. That's the whole point of living, to overcome struggles, to be able to go through rough periods so that you can bask in the sun after you've spent some time in the rain. You know, you know, you feel me? You know, and social media makes you compare yourself to other people, you know, because you see on social media people living lavish, five-star hotels, eating caviar, eating sushi, going to Fire Room, going to this place, Greece, here, you know. But really, social media is just an alternate reality that is not factual, that is not true, because social media and the real world are completely different, and you need to stop, you know, like focusing on social media when it comes to like dating. You need to start looking at the real world, because you need to actually look at genuine intimate connection, because there is no intimacy on social media. There's no form of intimacy, no form of, you know, genuine connection. You're just literally just texting someone. You don't actually get to sit down with someone, speak to them face to face, one on one. You know, like there's no real connection. There's no real connection there. You know, there's no real connection. You don't actually get to go out with someone, sit down, talk, have a picnic, go out to a restaurant, you know, and social media brainwashes you into thinking you're not good enough. You know, it's done that with me, many other people. You know, this is why when it comes to like social media and dating, you can't use social media as a medium of dating. Like, you cannot do that.
Luxurious vacations, the aesthetic dates, being showered with gifts. For example, like we've recently talked about in my videos, the boo baskets, the burr baskets, the baby baskets, so many gifts. And like, these are not birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, these are just like random times throughout the month. And because we aren't seeing the struggles in these relationships online, it's very easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Comparing your relationship to the perfect ones you're seeing on Instagram, TikTok, the YouTube vlog channels. Social media is really great at showing us how great we may not have it. And you may have this great relationship, but you're seeing all these flashy things online, like girls getting luxurious cars from their man, going on big shopping sprees with their man.
And there's nothing wrong with doing this. There's nothing wrong with, as a man, buying your girl something, you know, like nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong with spending a little bit of cash, a little bit of chelete, a little bit of money every now and then. But it's like, if you're just gonna focus on materialistic things in your relationship, that relationship is going to fail, because at the end of the day, your girl or your man, they're just gonna see you as an ATM. They're just gonna see you as an ATM. They're not gonna actually see you as a human being. They're gonna see you as an ATM, a person where they can just get money out of you, you know, instead of actually having genuine connection, intimacy, affection with you. Instead of building something with you, they're just using you for money, you know. And this is why like social media brainwashes, indoctrinates people into thinking you need to be spending hella money, you know, like you need to be, you know, spending hella money in order to, like, you know, keep your girl, when that's really not how it is, bro. Like, you know, you don't need to be spending thousands, you know, like, you know, on making sure your girl is happy, bro. Like, you know, as long as, you know, you're putting in the effort, and as long as she can see that you're putting in the effort, you know, according to your standard, according to your capabilities, she will appreciate it. You know, if she just wants a guy that's rich, she's a gold digger. You know, it's just your turn. You know, it's just your turn. It's just your turn, bro.
Credit card, giant flower arrangements, excessively decorated spaces, things that are just expensive to do. And many start to think, why is my relationship not like this? Why is my relationship not this perfect? And suddenly you start questioning your partner if they're the right fit for you. But let me hold your hand while I say this. No relationship is going to live up to a highlight reel. That's really all social media is. It's just the highlights of people's lives that they're choosing to share with you. Your parents, your grandparents, they grew up at a time where there was more friends, more community, more places where they go and engage with other people outside of their phones, because phones weren't around. They went and socialized with humans. And I don't know if you've seen those interviews of people going around and asking couples how they met. I love watching them so much, especially the older couples. It's actually interesting to see because a lot of them actually met when they were like super young. You guys didn't even have to go around dating. You just knew right away.
Sorry, are you two a couple? Yeah. Would you mind telling us the story of how you first met?
These kinds of relationships where people are not connected to one another because of social media are the best relationships, bro. Because of relationships. I mean, because of social media, bro. Like, because with these kinds of relationships, you can see these people are actually connected with each other. They're emotionally connected with each other. You know, like, obviously, I'm not in their relationship, but I can kind of tell, you know, like, because of the fact that they grew up in a generation where they weren't having to meet unrealistic standards set by social media, which would have a negative impact on their relationship. You feel me?
We met in law school. What happened in law school?
I asked her out. She wouldn't give me any time to time of day. It took me 3 years to get her
3 years is crazy.
around and finally we got married.
Bro played the long game. Shout out to
Why
you,
did you
Unc.
do him after 3 years?
Gramps.
It was cute. Tall, blue eyes.
37 years in, what's your favorite thing about him?
He's probably one of the most kindest people.
What's your favorite thing about her?
She keeps me going. Crazy come around.
What's
Woo!
the secret to 37 years together?
You know when you look at some older couples and you can tell that they were definitely
Nah, Gramps is cooking. I can't lie, he's cooking, bro. Like 3 years is a long time, but like he played the long game for sure. Like, for sure.
studs. Back in the day, like he was definitely a stud, she was a heartbreaker. You already know.
Okay.
I have this long expired spray that I thought maybe I should find out a prescription. So I went into a pharmacy. I was asking the young woman all these questions. She finally threw her hands up and said, "I can't answer these. I'm bringing the pharmacist out."
Is he able to answer your question?
Well, yes, but he went behind me.
How so?
Well, he asked me out, and I thought, I like those days of going out with men that I had no idea who they were gone. So, anyhow, the rest is history. And here we are.
How long ago was that? What's your favorite thing about him?
My favorite thing, I would say, is how loving Joseph is. Also, he's a great cook and he's a great baker.
Hey, bro's cooking.
Beautiful, sexy, kind.
So cute! I love
Bro is cooking a 5-star meal.
Slay, both doctors.
People are told because of arranged marriage in culturally, I said, yes, we arranged ourselves.
What's your favorite thing about her?
Everything's
What's your favorite thing about him?
Did you?
Telling me the story of how you first met.
Oh, let's go sit down. No, I'm just kidding. I was 5, he was 7.
Oh, what? That's crazy!
Yeah, that's crazy.
Grass stains, pulling the hair. It was a big fight.
Yeah.
Like pig pen.
My high school, we started dating senior and a sophomore, and here we are, 1.5 years later.
He was a basketball star. 1972, I claimed him as my boyfriend. I married him at 80.
That makes 52 years.
52 years in, what's your favorite thing about him?
He's a beautiful, he paints. Someday he's going to be very famous.
What's your favorite thing about her?
She has a job, and she has put up with me forever.
You can tell he's a good man to her because she is so happy and full of life. It's so sweet to see. 5 and 7? That's crazy!
Mind telling us the story of how you first met?
How we what?
How you first met?
I hated him.
Yo.
We had been at a movie party, and I walked away going, that guy is
Yo.
it's far too high with himself.
I agree with you.
Circumstances changed life. He ended up in a divorce. My husband passed away.
There's hope. There's hope for you men out there that are rooting for a special somebody.
Do you mind telling us the story of how you first met?
Do you want to get my side first?
Yeah.
Okay, I was 9 years old. 11, and we lived in the same neighborhood. Got married, I was 21, he was 23. We've been married for 15 years.
9 and 11. Like, what? Lucky duckies. That's crazy. Yeah, they're so cute. My favorite part of these videos is they just got their RBF on as soon as they're asked, can you tell us the story on how you first met? Their faces just light up and it's so cute. I love it. So some of the comments under these videos, there's a lot of people, as I'm sure you could guess, saying this love doesn't exist anymore. What happened to love? Why does this never happen anymore?
It does though. It does. It's just that people are just so trapped because of social media, because of the internet, that they think what they see on social media nowadays, which is toxicity in terms of relationships, is how every single relationship is. But if you actually go out into the real world, touch grass, Discord mods, nah, I'm joking. But if you actually go outside, and actually look for a woman for you, like a proper woman, not just a bop, not just not just someone who looks attractive, but their personality is a red flag. If you're looking for somebody that's somebody who is genuinely compatible with you on a physical, emotional level, spiritual level, all of that, you will have a love like this that can last. And the thing is, with these relationships, obviously these people have fought with each other, these people have been through hardships, but that's what love really is, going through thick and thin.
Nowadays, people have access to so many different people, whether it's in your city or around the world. By just a tap on your screen, you can be in contact with somebody. You find someone attractive, they're just a DM away, a swipe on a dating app. Don't even get me started on the dating apps, where it's like people are being treated like products on a shelf. Don't like their face? Next. Convo dies down a little, maybe gets a little boring. Next. You don't feel butterflies? Next. It gave you an ick? Next. We need to talk about the whole ick thing. Stay tuned. We'll get into it. But there wasn't this huge pool of people to choose from back in the day. Back in the good old days. With the amount of people we have access to, thanks to our electronic devices, the dedication for one single human just isn't there as much anymore. Men used to be so set on a woman that even after being rejected multiple times, they pursued her. And that shiz is so attractive. I love a man that knows what he wants and goes after it. And if that thing is me, slay. Show me how much you want me. Not in every case, but...
Yeah, the thing is, what she's saying is true, but at the same time, you don't want to be a simp nigga. You don't want to be a simp. I always tell my friends, I always tell people this: never ever be a simp nigga, bro. If she says no, you just gotta walk away, bro. You just gotta walk away. Be a man, walk away, bro. Because at the end of the day, if you're gonna force it, bro, you're gonna get blocked, qued, rejected. You're gonna get embarrassed. She's gonna tell her friends about it. You're gonna be in the group chat, and it's you don't want that. You don't want to feel emasculated, just because, you were trying to pursue a girl who didn't feel you, obviously, maybe if you feel you and the girl have some chemistry, but maybe she's holding off, but she doesn't have a boyfriend, but maybe if she's holding off because maybe you feel she wants you to make a move, she's been giving you signs, but you haven't been taking it, then maybe you can pursue, you can chase, but if she says no, bro, no means no, bro, a lot of niggas are forcing, bro, and that's why women be essay, he essayed me and stuff, because a lot of guys do not know how to handle no, and you guys that don't know how to handle no, you guys are a problem, you guys are menaces, you guys are, you're malignant, you're malicious, and it's you should definitely pursue a girl if you want her, but at the same time, don't go for somebody that doesn't want you, bro. There's plenty of beautiful women in the world you don't need to be chasing after one, bro. Like, you know, you don't need to be chasing after one, bro. Like, you feel me? You feel me, bro?
Sometimes the act of dedication, being so sought after, making us feel like the only girl in the world, can change a woman's mind. We may not be attracted or interested at first, but we could come around. Now, I'm not saying to waste your time spending years and years on somebody, but don't give up so dang easily. In a world that's so filled with ghosting and a huge lack of honest conversations, please be different. It's attractive, and if the person you're fawning over doesn't appreciate it, I promise somebody else out there will. So don't give up, and please don't change because the world needs more people like you. People want the excitement, the dopamine, the little flutters in your tummy when you meet someone new, when a new connection starts. But the moment that human requires some patience, some effort, some understanding, some emotional connection, people be checking out, returned, put back on the shelf.
It's because people are scared of rejection. People are scared that whenever they, you know, like with men, you know, because obviously it's most of the time it's men that approach women. It's like men are scared. A lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men are scared of pursuing a girl, asking out a girl, because it's like they don't want to get rejected and they don't want to feel as if they are like harassing the girl or like doing something to the girl where she's uncomfortable because he keeps on pushing. He keeps on forcing. That's why a lot of guys don't like, you know, like pursuing, you know, like, and she is right. Don't give up easily. But at the same time, like I said, bro, like, you just gotta read the signs, bro. Like, read them damn signs, nigga. Like, you gotta read the signs, bro. If she's not feeling you, she's not feeling you, bro. Like, it's okay, bro. Like, you will find someone. You know, same with, you know, women. Like, if he doesn't like you, girl, like, you know, there's plenty of us. You know, there's plenty of good men who will, like, be with you, you know. So it's like, you know, so that's why I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, you just have to, like, understand that you need to find someone that's compatible for you. You need to find someone. You can't just be chasing someone because of peer pressure or because of anything like that. Find someone for you, bro.
Because another one's right around the corner. Not to mention social media has totally distorted beauty standards. How we see people outside
Facts.
of social media. This is a whole topic in itself I could go on about. Men are really out here calling women like Sydney Sweeney and Margot Robbie mid. Be so for real right now. Do y'all need to get your...
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. That's a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Calling those women mid is crazy. Like, that's a little bit crazy, bro. Like, you know, the only way you can say those women are mid is if, like, you know, you are not like a Winter Soldier, bro. Like, that's the only way you can say those women are mid, bro. Like, and even if you are not a Winter Soldier, you have to admit those women are attractive. You just have to admit it. You know, like me personally, like, you know, like I love all flavors. You feel me? I love all flavors. You know, I don't have a type. I don't have a specific type. I look for the personality. You know, what I'm attracted to physically and the personality. You know, like, so, like, saying those women aren't attractive is crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Eyes checked, Tate McRae is regular looking. Y'all did the same thing with Margot Robbie. Y'all fought for the fact that Margot Robbie was mid. Margot Robbie? And now you're saying Tate McRae.
How does Tate McRae
If you
look?
actually think Tate McRae
How does
is
Tate McRae
regular
look again?
looking, you have not experienced the sight of enough people. You have not seen enough people in your life. Did you not go to high school? Did you not go to middle school? You've seen what people look like, and you want to go to her on the day of the Vanity Fair and say that she's regular looking and relatable because of that? Y'all are saying she looks like a regular girl from, like, anywhere. I don't think that you know what a regular girl looks like.
Need I remind you, lighting...
And the problem with modern dating when it comes to, like, physical attraction, the problem is a lot of niggas focus on the aesthetics. They focus on the looks. And me personally, like I said, I will go for someone who I'm physically attracted to, but some people make it the only thing they care about, bro. Only thing they care about is looks. And if you're only gonna focus on looks, bro, like you will not find a good partner. You will not find a partner that is genuinely good for you if you just focus on looks. It's the truth. You've heard it a million times, and it's the truth because a lot of people just be like, oh, if she's not a 6 out of 10, or a 7, an 8, 9, and it's like, I don't even like to rate women. I don't like to rate women because I feel like women aren't objects that should be rated on a scale. Like I don't really like rating women. I just look at what I personally find attractive and unattractive, and then like I will give my assessment of the woman like that. But it's like a lot of men are just so focused on looks. Like she has to have a certain body type. She has to have a certain nose. Like, and it's like you're just setting unrealistic standards on women, bro. Like they're human beings just like us. The same way we complain when they only go for guys that are tall. Like that's the same. They can't control the way they look, bro. They can't control the way God created them, bro. Like they can't, they just have to do work with what they have, bro. You feel me?
Angles, filters slash apps all play a huge role when it comes to photos being posted on social media.
Facts.
The scary thing is even videos can be altered now. People are altering their bodies with apps.
There are some crazy editing apps that let you edit your body in a video, like you cannot tell, and I'll show you. This is my normal body with the side profile. I'm gonna show you guys what this app does. Look, I made my bum bigger, I made my tummy flatter. Tell me why there are 3 waist options, like why? I basically gave myself an hourglass shaped body.
That's crazy.
When I move around, you can't tell, which is pretty scary.
That's crazy.
Don't compare yourself to the internet because you never know who's using these apps.
It's just
crazy.
It's crazy. But there was so much being said about Sydney when these paparazzi photos were posted of her just chilling, living her life, relaxing in a bikini, and sad men were out here calling her a catfish, mid, and just other really awful, icky things.
I'm sure we've all seen these paparazzi photos of Sydney Sweeney at this point, and I just want to say something. Imagine you're willing to bulk for a role. You're growing some muscle, you're growing a bit of fat while growing the muscle. Duh. The paparazzi takes photos of you, photos that you didn't want taken. And naturally, because you're Sydney Sweeney, they get posted everywhere, they spread like...
The problem is, though, people put Sydney Sweeney and other women on a pedestal. And the reason why they do this is because of the fans and the hub. That's the reason. Because a lot of men's view on women is distorted in a negative manner because niggas be like fapping, like they don't actually understand how to actually look at a woman from a humanistic lens. They look at women from a lustful lens. So whenever they see a woman without makeup, whenever they see a woman looking natural, they're like, a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men are like, oh, she's mid, she's sharp, she's mid. Like, and it's like, bro, like, you do realize that a woman in her natural form is way more beautiful than a woman with stuff embellished onto her face. Like, but a lot of niggas don't get that.
Wildfire, and a lot of people have things to say. A lot of men specifically. Now imagine men just switching up on you like that. They're going from, oh my god, Sydney Sweeney is the hottest woman I've ever seen, to straight up body shaming her. Imagine because of all of that, feeling the urge to post really hot pictures to prove to the world that this was just real. Like, George is 53. Get off the internet, play with your kids. Like, stop, none of you could get her. None of you would be good enough for her anyway.
So like, have we forgotten what a normal human being looks like without the makeup, without a spray tan, without our bodies being perfectly angled for a photo? That's a really scary and unfortunate thought, honestly. Both social media and the porn industry are to blame for that. If you're out here,
that's what I said.
Content,
that's what I said.
And especially like all the time, you can get so used to the fake image of what a woman looks like. And it goes the other way around as well. Again, this topic could be a whole video on its own because I could go on about it, but I just wanted to touch on it a little bit because the dating apps like Hinge, Tinder, etc., a lot of the time we are just judging strictly based off of appearance and swiping them away. I guess that's literally Tinder. You're looking at somebody and that's all you get. I think I've never downloaded Tinder, but at least like on Hinge you can go through their profile and it says a little bit more about them. But again, with a lot of these dating apps, it just feels like you're browsing through a catalog instead of actually forming real connections. This is
Facts.
so sad. She doesn't even look overweight. Are you kidding? Took me on a date and spent 6 hours with me just to text me after saying that I maybe need to disclose my weight next time. Could you not just say that you didn't feel a connection? She dodged an a-hole. So, I'm actually happy for her. Swiping through endless profiles, filtering based on superficial traits, and constantly searching for a better option just creates a disposable view of people.
Facts. Dating apps like have literally made people see the opposite sex as like, you know, as an object, as something, as an object that can be disposed of, that can be disposed of if they're not interested in it. Something that can just be, you know, thrown away, just thrown away like it's, you know, like it's nothing, you know, rather than actually understanding, you know, these are people as well, you know, like rather than actually understanding that you can't look at people like they are objects, like they are things that can just be discarded. You need to actually look at people like, you know, human beings that you can form, you know, like a connection, you know, like connection with, you know, like
What about
connection.
their personality, their hobbies? What are they passionate about? How do they treat their mother or father? Judging on looks, and then eventually when things are not sunshine and rainbows with them, well, there's a bunch of other good-looking people out there. Plus, a lot of people use these apps like Tinder for hookups, not to find a true connection.
Facts.
I'm sure you know this. Which is why I kind of despise them. Casual flings and situationships have replaced meaningful relationships for a lot of people. While there's nothing wrong with casual dating if that is what you're seeking, the pressure to avoid attachment or catching feelings leaves a lot of people emotionally disconnected and unfulfilled. Now, something that does stay true both in and out of the big screen, the rom-coms, the Disney films, is a genuine connection. Nowadays, just feels more transactional. Now, can we talk about ick?
Definitely. Like, and another thing that is causing modern dating to be cooked is like, you know, it's a case of a lot of people who have had negative experiences in relationships project their insecurities, project their harsh experiences, their bad experiences onto other people on the internet, and they tell other people, oh, this is how men are, this is how women are, and it's brainwashing people into believing that, you know, they can't date men, they can't date women because all men are like this, all women are like this, when that's really not how it is. That's really not how it is in the real world. You know, life is nuanced. Life is not black and white. You know, there's a lot of, you know, different layers that, you know, have that, you know, like there's a lot of different things that make life, you know, but a lot of people don't actually understand that, like, yo, social media, you know, like Tinder, all these dating apps, they're just an escape from reality. They're trying to make you escape from reality. They don't want you to live in the real world, because if you're living in the real world, these social media apps, these Tinder apps, they're gonna fail. You know, so you guys need to, like, all of us need to just stop being so fixated on social media when it comes to, you know, dating. You know, like when it comes to like finding someone, you're not gonna find the love of your life on Tinder, bro. Like, you know, it's facts. It's the fact. It's the truth.
Please. I've seen all over social media, women mainly, y'all are really bad for this, just being so awful. Countless videos with just like lists of icks that they have. Like, sure, people can have turnoffs for sure, but I'm talking the most ridiculous things, okay?
How is this an ick?
The poor guy is just living his life. Stepping on pebbles sometimes feels like stepping on literal Lego pieces. So, like, give the guy a break.
What's your biggest ick in a guy?
Like when they
Just say.
I was gonna say if they're like really nice, it's such an ick.
Are you kidding me? Number 106 in their notes app. But also,
Yeah, man.
because if they're too nice, men make me really angry a lot of the times. I have lost a.
Now, I'm gonna keep it a bug, bruh. When it comes to being too nice as a nigga, I feel like there's two versions of being nice / being kind, and I feel like not a lot of people understand this. When it comes to being nice, from one perspective, you have one perspective where it's like you allow people to like disrespect you, you don't have a backbone, you don't have personality, you're very shallow, you don't have anything to say really, you're a puppet for people basically, you're a door, some people can just, open you, close you, do whatever they want with you type shit, and you are the type of person where you won't stand up for yourself because you are afraid of getting lashed out on. Then there's another version of nice, like the second, which is how I believe, like I live. Like, you can be kind, respectful to people, but don't take disrespect. Don't change yourself to fit in. Don't try to be a version of yourself that is inauthentic to you. That is a fallacy because you're trying to fit in. You're trying to fit in with the boys. You're trying to fit in, you're trying to impress the girls. Because at the end of the day, bro, people want authenticity, bro. People don't want you to be fake, bro. Especially in a relationship. Like a lot of niggas will be like acting in a certain way around the boys, but then around the girl, they be acting completely different. And the girl doesn't want that, nigga. Like, she does not want that, bro. Like, you have to be yourself. You have to be authentic because I feel like when you are authentic, you're respectful, but you're authentic, you resonate with people more because people actually want to actually experience life with you because of the fact that you are authentic. You're not someone who's you're not someone who's like see-through. You're someone who's transparent, not in a negative way, in the sense people can see through your fakeness, but in a good way, in the sense people know that you are authentic. People can see that you are genuine. You're not disingenuous, you're not fake, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. You just need to be yourself. You just need to be yourself. Keep on improving yourself. Nobody is perfect. You should always be trying to like improve yourself. But at the same time, don't try and be somebody else. Don't try and live somebody else's life, somebody else's dream. Like everybody has insecurities. You're not the only one. Like even the people who have millions of dollars, rands, pounds, whatever. Even people who have a lot of money, like they are insecure as well. People who you think have a perfect life, they are insecure about something. They're not gonna tell you, obviously, but they have insecurities. But a lot of people just see on the internet, like the woman here said, it's social media is a highlight reel. It's not gonna show you the dark moments, the dark times.
A lot of faith in men, but when I see things like this, I genuinely feel bad. For all the men watching, I genuinely feel bad for you, okay? When I see things like this is ridiculous. Continue to be a nice guy. Nice guys do not always finish last, okay? Please don't change. Don't make people like this make you change, because I swear someone is going to appreciate.
I feel like people who say men shouldn't be nice, I feel like it's people who are part of the red pill community who are inherently misogynistic in some way, shape, or form. I feel like, because at the same time, it's like, we're not saying that you should just allow people to disrespect you or not have a personality. But like I said, you need to be respectful. You're not going to get a woman through being disrespectful, being misogynistic. Like, if you think you're going to get a woman being misogynistic,
I promise.
I get the ick so fucking quickly. Like, if you are not obsessed, if you're not obsessed with me, I don't want it. I'm immediately not interested.
Me. I ain't even gonna lie, this is me. A healthy obsession? Yes. Love that. Bring it on. I want to feel like the only girl in your universe, okay? Me and your mama, we the only ones. He's walking. He's literally walking. What do you want him to do?
He's swimming, bro.
Like, that's so silly. He's just tending to his inner child, okay? He's having a good time. You want your partner to be able to be childish and silly like this. What are you judging him for? The caption was, looks like he wants me to time him for help.
A lot of these people, though, just do it for attention. Like, a lot of these women that be saying X in a guy, they don't even believe it, bro. They're just doing it for attention. And that's the thing with social media. Everything is about getting clicks, attention. People will just, niggas are just saying shit on social media. Niggas will say anything, bro.
Alon, he can hold his breath. Let him live his life. What's your big dick?
Okay, so might be a bit rogue, but
First of all, why is she orange? I'm confused.
when a boy gets hit by like a slow-moving car.
Yeah, you thought 106 was bad? 586. And you see some of these? Don't take a nap. Don't order the coffee you like. Don't jump on a trampoline. No, obviously, like, this cannot be real. Like, don't open your mouth. These so for real. Don't have a favorite movie. Don't buy a train ticket. Don't take a nap. What do you mean? Just don't be a human being. Just lay there. Be a vegetable, please. That is a valid ick.
That's valid.
Out so hard more than like anything.
That's valid. Like, that is valid. Like, if you're gonna make promises, you gotta meet on those promises for sure. You gotta meet on your promises. You can't be under delivering, bro. Like, you know, like, it can't only be the woman that's delivering, bro. You gotta deliver, nigga.
Anything valid. He's just saying. What do you mean? He's literally
Niggas are just saying shit.
You're telling me y'all don't do that?
Niggas are just saying shit, bro.
Again, he's just living his life. What do you mean? What do you mean that's an ick? He's riding his bike. So many of these are just men living their lives. That is also valid. I'm sorry, no. No. I'd be like, let me buy you some new socks. Let's go on a little shopping spree, shall we? Now, sure. Having a guy that can curl my body weight, make 6 figures, 6 feet tall, maybe has a tattoo or a dozen of them, would be nice. But does a guy need to have all of those things for him to be worthy of my time? No. To be worthy of investing in? No. And both genders are bad for this. Men, there are plenty of bodies out there that do not look like a bottle, okay? No one is perfect. I don't
That's
care how
facts.
flawless they
That's
come on
facts. You niggas have to stop focusing on, you know what I'm talking about. You guys need to stop focusing on the peaches and the cherries, bro. You need to stop focusing on the soul.
social media. Nobody is. Hannah Montana taught us this. Come on now. Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. Come on.
Yes,
Come on,
girl.
sing it with me now.
Yes,
You gotta
girl.
Wake up and choose this person every single day. Love is an effort. It's showing up. It's forgiving, listening, consistency, and growing together. Like those old couples that you see out and about, and they just make you go, oh, so cute. I want that. Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. Sorry guys, my camera died. But you know those couples, you best believe they went through hell and back together. Love doesn't need an audience. It's found in the mundane, in the quiet moments. It's not about proving anything to anyone. Love is messy. It's imperfect, but there's beauty in that. And going through hard times with one another can bring you closer together. Now, I'm not saying every relationship is destined to be full of constant arguments and turmoil, but the reality is that relationships require effort, compromise, and emotional maturity. You have to be willing to make sacrifices, communicate openly, take responsibility for your actions when needed. A healthy relationship isn't about avoiding conflict altogether, but about handling those challenges with patience, with understanding and accountability. You can't have the highs without the lows. You can't have passion passion without patience, the romance
Facts.
without reality. Love takes effort. It's 100-100, babes. Not 50-50, not 60-40, 100-100. And let me tell you, men, to all my men viewers watching right now, when you give your all to a woman, when you give her 100%, that woman is gonna want to give you the world right back. I can assure you that. You make her feel safe, listened to, considered, provided for. She is gonna blossom in her feminine and make you one happy man. You know what they say, happy wife, happy life. I'm gonna wrap up this video by telling you something that you may not want to hear. It's gonna receive some eye rolls, some, yep, I've heard this before, but it's true, so I'm gonna remind you. Self-love is so important. Now don't click out of this video, you need to hear this. Let me tell you why self-love is so dang important, okay? We spend so much time searching for the perfect person we made up in our minds to complete us, thinking that when we find our soulmate, everything's just gonna be right in the world. They will complete you, be your missing puzzle piece. They will fill the void that is inside of you. This way of thinking doesn't do you any good, because at the end of the day, the love that you have for yourself sets the tone for the love that you accept from others.
Facts.
Before relationship, it sets the foundation.
Nah, she
for a
cooking.
healthy,
She cooking,
fulfilling
bro. She cooking. Nah, for real, bro. It's like you need to like appreciate yourself as an individual. You need to appreciate yourself. You need to complete yourself. You need to conquer yourself. And when I say conquer, like I'm not saying like, I'm not saying that you should, you should be looking to like conquer a woman. Obviously, no. But when I say you should conquer yourself so that you can complete your other half, your significant other, you need to deal with your own issues. You need to overcome your own personal struggles. You need to be able to like be confident, secure in yourself, so that when you have that other person, you're not looking to that person as a coping mechanism, as a crutch, but you're looking to that person as like they can be a crutch for you, but not someone who your whole existence is about. It's like your relationship partner should be someone who you grow with, someone that's gonna complete you, someone that's gonna complete you in the sense of you've already built the puzzle. Now you just need to like find someone to like share it with. You just need to find someone to share it with. You've already built the garden. Now you just need to find another person that you can maintain the garden with. You feel me? That's really what you need to be looking at when it comes to a relationship. You shouldn't be looking for the relationship, for someone to like make you perfect, make your whole world. No. It should be, you're looking for somebody that's going to complete you, that's going to help you be even more complete, just make you, completely secure, because that person allows you to grow, that person challenges you, that person will love you. But it's not someone where you're going to depend on this person for everything. That's not how a relationship should be. Your relationship, the person in your relationship shouldn't be the only reason why you are excited for life every day.
Why? Let me break it down for you. You set standards. When you value yourself, you're less likely to tolerate toxic behavior or settle for
Facts.
less than you deserve.
You're not gonna be
Independence.
facts, and that's another thing. A lot of people are desperate. A lot of people are desperate for relationships. A lot of people will do anything, even if it means compromise their morals and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why you need to focus on conquering yourself, building yourself, finding yourself before you can find someone and help that person grow. Help that person be the best version of themselves.
Relationships should add to your happiness, not be the sole source of it. Self-love helps you avoid relying on a partner for validation. Stronger boundaries. Knowing your worth means you can set and maintain healthy boundaries. This ensures mutual respect in a relationship. Better communication. When you're secure in yourself, you're more likely to express your needs, feelings, and concerns without fear of insecurity. Attracting the right partner. Confidence and self-assurance naturally draw in people who respect and appreciate you for who you are. Handling conflict. Loving yourself helps you navigate disagreements without resorting to people-pleasing, codependency, or unnecessary drama. And personal growth. A relationship should complement your journey. Self-love ensures you keep growing as an individual. You don't want to be looking at others to provide you what you lack. Looking in desperation. We don't do that in 2025, babes. No. The right person will add to your life. Be so content in being alone that if someone comes along and doesn't add to the life that you can already provide to yourself or want for yourself, bye-bye. Say bye and protect your peace. You want someone to build with, not someone that tears you down. And when you love yourself, it's easier to know the difference. When you're whole on your own, it's a lot easier to see when one or the other is happening. Keep that bar high because you deserve the best. Plus, what better way to show love than being the best version of yourself or the person that you love? After so many failed connections, a lot of people experience dating burnout, feeling exhausted by the effort it takes to find something meaningful. And as a result, some people give up dating altogether or settle for an unfulfilling relationship or situationship. And I get it. I'm in the same boat. The never-ending swiping cycle, superficial connections, the grass is greener mentality, ghosting, unrealistic expectations from social media, and the list goes on. Everything that I've covered today and then some. I definitely have not covered everything. This is a huge topic. But dating should not feel exhausting. It should be exciting. I personally was not made for the friends with benefits shiz. That's not for me. I want a lifelong partner, a man that is obsessed with me and doesn't want to see me with anybody else. So they snatched me up and don't waste no time. And if that's what you want to, you deserve that. And do not settle for less, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Modern dating isn't all bad, but the way that it's evolving is making it harder and harder to build deep, lasting connections. To change this, people need to focus less on mind games, on status, perfection, and more on genuine connection, communication, and emotional maturity. To break free from this transactional mindset, people need to shift their focus from what can I get out of this relationship to what can we build together in this relationship. And I think that is a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, like very good video by Hey It's Talia, and I think, like everything that she said, I feel like it's valid, I feel like it's valid, it's everything that, obviously, like she said, there's a lot of things, that you can't really cover in a video, otherwise it'll take way too long. But at the same time, it's like modern dating, is a mess because of the fact that everybody is so fixated on social media, fixated on perfection, lust, rather than genuine connection, emotional maturity, stability, but if you actually go out into the real world, you will find someone. You will find someone that is not going to be your missing rib. It's not somebody that's going to be the sole purpose as to why you're happy, but it's someone that can further benefit you in your life. Someone that can challenge you and make you even better. Someone that you can also help make even better, someone that you can grow closer to, like even in terms of religion, you grow closer to God together, that type of thing, you become lifelong partners, you have kids, you build a dynasty, you build something where it's like, this is our legacy, me and my woman, our legacy. That's really how dating should be. It shouldn't just be instant gratification, hook up, no. But anyways, boys, that's the end of the video. If you watched all the way through, thank you for watching, thank you for the people who have subscribed, for the people who have subscribed, for the people who have been watching my videos, the shorts, everything. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Wholeheartedly, thank you. I'm gonna keep on coming at you guys with the content, and I hope you guys stay blessed. The Lord loves you guys. You know this. I appreciate you guys. The Lord loves you. God loves you. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. You guys, my twizzies, you guys are my family. My family. It's the African Don, and I'm out.